Hello everybody, welcome to the Ftog server, Infinity Evolved, Toddy the Body here. So, today we are going to wrap up the last part of our auto processing, or at least the last part that I'm going to show you guys. There's going to be some fine detail tuning and stuff that I'll do on my own, but I'll show you the actually getting it going and everything, because I know I've been talking a little bit of it, or talking about it a little bit at a time. Okay, so something that I did in here, let's see, something that I did in here is that I started playing around with some more logistics pipes. I'm using the logistics disk, not really using it for anything. I just made it and played with it a little bit. So what it does is it makes this button down here, and see, if you take it out, then you can't use the button, so then you put it back in, and all it does is that you can specify, we'll make one real quick, here, add. Okay. If there are certain things, like say you want to go out adventuring, and every time you go out adventuring or caving or something like that, you're like, well, I want, 5 glowstone, and it's necessary for me to have 7 blocks of gold, and let's see here, and some cobble. I need some cobble. All right. And then you name it, and you're like, this is my mining pack. Or it could be like a pick, I could throw my pick inside here and have it a certain way. So we'll go ahead and save that, and then what you would do is you come in here, you're like, oh, I'm all ready to mine, I need my gold blocks. You go into the disk, you hit that, you do request, and it should bring it up for you, all the things that are inside that, whatever you want to call this. I think they call it a macro, and that way you don't have to go to each thing and find it all. So actually what I could do, let's go ahead and set something up to make it something that I'm actually using. Let's delete that. Let's add one, and let's name it Endurium. Did I spell it right? Endurium. Okay. So we'll go to our ingots, our shiny. So that's 1. Our silver is 1, ingot is 2, and then our ender pearls, you need 4. 2, 3, 4. Did it actually save it? Yes. Okay. Alright, so then that's what you need for Endurium, or at least for 4 ingots of it, right? So next time I want to start like making some frames and stuff, or a gear, then I can just, instead of going through to each thing, I can say I want all the stuff I need for Endurium, and I'll talk about this in a second. And then here it is. Alright. So there, we made it functional. Practical. How about that? So that other thing, there used to be something called an upgrade manager for logistics pipes. There is this now, logistics pipe controller. I know that Thor was playing with this, and he actually probably talked about it. But if you go like this, you can use the old type of rendering and stuff, and I think we talked about that in another episode. But instead of using the upgrade manager now they use this tool, the logistics pipes controller, and what you do is you shift right click on a pipe, and that wasn't, am I not doing it right? Okay, just regular right click. There you go. And then it gives you all the upgrade slots, and I bet you it works the same way for pipes also. And then it gives you a couple other things and tools and tabs that you can use. So what we put inside is a crafting monitoring upgrade, and if you hit shift on there, it says it can be applied to the request block. If you're wondering, if you're going through all the upgrades for logistics pipes, if you hit shift, it tells you what types of pipes or blocks or whatever it takes it. So what that does is that if you do something like, say you want a chest, okay, let's take one of these, see, it comes up, and you put it in just like this. Alright. Now what it won't do is, if you've got the recipe in here, you want to tell the machine, hey, I want this, and you hit plus sign, it doesn't tell you anything. Okay, and this is just a disclaimer. But if you go in here and you have your auto crafting, or it doesn't even have to be auto crafting, let's say you want 2 sets of those, it's like, this is on the way, I'm giving it to you. And it also works with the crafting. So, well, I don't want to make 128. Let's just make 10 chests. And close that. And then it says, well, I'm about to make you 10 chests. So here it comes, in case you're wondering where those 10 chests went that you thought you made earlier. Okay, so that's that. And we might even make another one of those later, just to kind of show. Oh, geez. What do you say to that? Okay. So here's our auto crafting room. Here's our environmental controller that we played with last time. Every once in a while, just because I haven't made a second one, I like to throw the food in there for a second, or the saturation module, just to give me some more food. When I log off, I take this out so it's not using power. So here's what we've got here. We've got our in chest, we've got our out chest. They're not actually set up to the system. They're not set to the system yet because I've got the other ends right here. But we'll do some demonstration. These are some buffer chests. I'm not using this one, but I'm sure I will in the future. We're going to be using this one. So these are the pulverizers. Each one has an upgrade inside. Well, not an upgrade, but 6 upgrades. The upgrades to make it faster, and the upgrades to get the secondary output. Now on the furnace side, there is no secondary output, so we just have the ones to make it faster. Okay, so over here, we talked about before. Oh geez. Sorry for the yawn. We talked about before that we don't need the augments that it comes with, because Steve's Factory Manager will take care of that for us. We don't need the push out, we don't need the redstone, we don't need to configure the red, yellow, and blues it has here, because Steve's Factory Manager has a sneaky function. We are not using the RF node anymore. I think it's easier just to go ahead and put these on the top, even though it's not as fancy. And we don't have that clock behind there anymore, so really this isn't being used for anything. We were talking about maybe things that we can do to help the server, and getting rid of that clock might be a small, but still it's something. So let's look at our program here. I like to keep my screen clean, so I just have 3 different command nodes, command groups. I've got the pulverizer side, the furnace, and then the miscellaneous items. We'll take a quick look at each one, and you can see I don't really have too many commands going on here, so good. So the first part, the input, is that it takes out of the input chest, ender chest, which is the yellow, orange, yellow, and I've got that selected. Yep, there it is right there. And then out of any side, doesn't matter, it's a chest. And then what I've whitelisted are ores, and on the other side we're going to be using a filter, so I really don't need a whitelist. It's just sort of a backup in case something gets thrown in there. Alright, so then that gets output into all of the pulverizers. I have them all selected, and the target is going to be up, because when you look, the blue side is on the top, and I don't have to whitelist anything there because it's all whitelist on the input part. I'm trying to go through this fast because, like I said before, I know some people don't like it. So then once it's processed, the yellow is on the bottom, and then the sides has the red, so that's where we're picking down and north. And then it pulls out whatever is made, and then it puts it into this inventory. And that is this side of this chest right here. So this is going to be the buffer for the in-between between the pulverizer stage and the furnace stage, such as all the dust and like lapis and stuff like that. So let's get back into it. The furnace, it's got about the same thing. It pulls out of that buffer chest. Here it is. Actually it pulls out of both sides, because I don't want to like just select one side, but then all the items are actually in the other side. You know, sometimes Minecraft can be funny like that. And then I have them whitelisted what is going to be actually pulling out. I only want the dust to go into the furnace. Okay. And then the output is going to be all the furnace, and the target is blue on top. And when it's done, it's going to be taking out of the furnace. It's going to be taken out from the north side. It's going to be taking out whatever is cooked up, and it's going to be placing it into the output chest, which will send it back to our logistics system. Okay, and then that doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter. Alright, so that's that. One more group, and then we can start going and hooking up the input and output chests inside of our auto crafting area. So this is the miscellaneous stuff. This is stuff like lapis, redstone, cinnabar, things that you don't cook in the furnace but you still want. So then we've got the 2 chests selected, the output, and then I have it stuff whitelisted. These are all the things I just named. I even have the coal ore going inside there. I didn't do diamonds. Okay. And then the output is just that output chest that, if you can see it, it's orange, yellow, orange right there. Okay. And that's that. So let's see it in action real quick. So we'll get a few ores here. Let's just type in ore. Alright, let's go ahead and get some gold, some iron, we'll get some coal, lapis, redstone, tin. Let's just do it all, because this is going to take too long at all. Ferrous. Now you might have noticed that ferrous wasn't on the whitelist list. So if you put that in, and it helps if you take it all out of here, if you put that in, it should not do anything. And that would be like if you mistakenly put something inside there. So we'll get that now that we know that it's not going to go anywhere. And just start throwing in all of our other things. There we go. And it should pull it all out. Not the lapis. Oh, it's because there isn't a spot for it. Oh, there is. Okay, it must have been a visual glitch. So this is all getting processed. You can see we're running out of power because this takes a lot of power. Each one is doing like 4. Actually, I think at full steam it's like 640. So we're not always going to be pulverizing like 8 stacks of something. And then over here it's cooking up all the different types. We go over here. You don't really see too much in the buffer chest, and it looks like, yep, it looks like it's getting full. So let's just start taking some of this out, because lapis, you get such a huge yield on what you put in there. But once we set up the other side, it'll be taking it out constantly and putting it into our system, so we won't have to worry about that. And then, like I said before, it's not like we're going to be actually processing this much ore at the same time in the future. Okay, so it looks like it's done on this side. There might be a few more. Nope, looks like it's done over here. Yeah, looks like it's done over here. So I think we went all the way across. So in that time span, we just processed, 9 stacks of ore. So I would say that that's pretty quick. I don't think that we can collect 9 stacks of ore that quick with any quarry. So this is a sufficient setup right here. Now, like I said, there's going to be some other fine tunings, like I might have some induction smelters that will put the cinnabar inside and the ferrous ore that we're talking about, and it'll get the shiny automatically for us. Stuff like that. That maybe I'll just show off in the future. So let's get all of these items and then throw them into our system so we're not wondering where they are later. There we go. Alright, so that's that. I will meet you at the other place. Alright, so we're back. And what I was thinking as I was preparing just a little bit so you don't have to see everything is that we've already got a chest here extracting into our system. So there's no reason to have this. Okay, so that's gone. Now I wonder if it will make a difference if I go back and dye that one little thing over. In fact, let's go check. Yep. Dye that one little color on the top of that ender chest. Will it change all of my nodes? I know Non-Sanity uses variables inside the Steve's Factory Manager, but I didn't, and not for any good reason. I just didn't. Okay, so if we make this orange, is it going to do anything? Okay, if I can just go inside one in here. Output, inventory. No, that's what it's pulling from. So this would be, yeah, okay. Now I have to reselect this. Okay, so no, because that was a pulverizer. What I want is when it's coming out of the furnace. So this is coming out of the buffer chest, into the furnace, out of the furnace, and into the, yep, there we go, still selected. Awesome. Let's check the miscellaneous items, just to be sure. Output chest, and the correct one is selected. Good. Alright, great. Let's get a stack of this. Oops. Uh-oh. Well, that's not right. I want it to go into the system. So now we know. Good thing we were over here testing. Lapis. We want 3 of these. Oops. 4, 3. There we go. And. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And we should be able to put it back in. Alright, good. So we'll just do it that way. So that's one less chest that we will have to worry about. So back to the logic pipes area. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here we are. So now what do we want to do? We want to get out our wrench. We have to change all of this larch wood at some point. I can't stand that. Get up here. We are going to need our chest, turn our magnet on, and then we'll just go around the circle, like right here. Okay. So we want to put our chassis 5, and the reason that I'm using the chassis 5 is because it has, get my wrench here, it has all of these slots for item sinks. And if we start filtering lots of items to go into that processing area, we'll need lots of spots. So I just need just a regular old item sink. We'll just make one. Not worry about it too much. And I don't have a blank module. I thought I had a recipe for that, but I guess not. So there's one, and then there's the other part. There we go. So what do I need the actual items to filter here? Oh, maybe I do. Can I drag this down and, oh, sweet. In that case, let's go and make sure that we're actually pulling out the right things, since you can use phantom items. Here we go. Alright, so we are whitelisting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 different ores. So let's see if we can remember this without having to look again. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's do that space ore. There we go. That works. Alright, so we're going to want some gold, and that's not working. Let's do gold. Let's do iron, and just so you know, see, it's not real. Let's do coal. We are doing lapis, redstone. Dang it. And we should have one left over. It is copper from thermal expansion. 10 silver. Did I leave one out? Lead? I thought there were only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there are 9. Well, good thing we had enough spaces. Now, back to the logistics pipes area. And now, ooh, Ooh, I got a spider chasing me. Okay, so we're going to throw that inside there, and I think what I really wanted to do instead of that was to have a different type of module. So, and that module is going to be some kind of supplier module. We'll see if we can find it, because it's not an item sink. Or did we want the item sink, but we want to have a pipe coming off of that? Oh, so that means we'll have to upgrade our... Oh, Thor wants to restart, so I am going to be right back. Okay, so we're back after the restart. Something here is driving me nuts. Now, the other guys, their setups are working fine, and I don't know what it is about mine, but it doesn't matter where I moved it, because this is the third spot I've had it. No, actually, this is the fourth spot I've had it. And what happens is that after restart, and I even have a loader here, okay? So I don't know what the problem with that is. Yeah, so after a restart, sometimes, like the last restart, it didn't happen, or it was a timeout that actually happened. So maybe it wasn't a restart, but I have to cut. It's like smashing right here, and it's just not working. So what I have to do is I have to come through and I have to pick up all of the monitors and set them back down. So it's 8, and it's not like it takes that much time, but it's just something else that I have to do. Now, I want to test to see if the top one was working. I know the bottom one is, because I didn't actually get to visually see it yet. See it? It didn't. Great. So, if I can get up there. And then occasionally picking them up and putting them back down doesn't work the first time. So I don't know what it actually is, but it seems to be a fix. When I pick up everything else and put it back down, I've never gotten it to work. Whereas picking up the monitors and putting those back down, I have. So it's something about those. And it's close to running down to... See, when it gets to 72 million, that's when it kicks on. Okay. Still not. I don't know. But I'll play with it. But to finish out the episode, we'll set the timer up so it doesn't actually use that one. Okay. So let's go back. Right before the cut, I was talking about how to find my way around this tower here. No. I was talking about the item sink that I had just put inside the pipe here, and then whether or not that was the right one. But then I was realizing, well, I think I just need a supplier module inside this one here, which means that we are going to have to upgrade our pipe. So luckily, when I thought I was going to need another chest, I made another chassis pipe, and we'll just go ahead and use that one in case I need to make any more upgrades. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll put that one on. Let's throw our modules back in before anything devastating happens. And then now we need to make another module that has something to do with supplying. So there's a passive, that's what I've used before. I've seen on someone else's setup they were using an active supplier. Is there such a thing? There's an active supplier. So how do you make this? With a passive supplier? Let's just make the passive supplier, because I don't know if this is something that it's like continuously asking the system if there's something it needs to supply, and I might not want that all the time. Okay, we'll do red. We'll get our passive supplier. And I don't think that we have to configure it. Requested items. Oh, do we? No. I think we just put it inside there, and it'll look that the item sink here needs some items, right? Throw it inside. Is that the right one? Let's just do passive, because I'm pretty sure it was a passive something. Yeah, that's the only one. So if we have ore inside there, occasionally it should pull out and put it inside. Well, I don't have a destination for it, so let's do this so we can get a destination. Oh, and I think we have to put down the pipe afterwards. So let's do this. Do that. Uh-oh. Put the stone back. Then the pipe. And then the item sink. Now is that... I don't know how long it'll take for it to actually do something. But we should be able to get our ore out of here. Let's see if I can get some. There's some iron right there. Oh, I think it... Or was that sending it to me? Alright. Oh, it didn't. Did it send it to this? No, it sent it to the requesting table because that's where I had requested it from. Okay. So if we put ore into our system, like through a quarry feeding our system, it should instead go over here, which it did. And then as it gets processed, it should be pulling out of the blue, and you could see there. Is that what it actually is? Yeah, I think those are ingots. Okay, so just process that. So that's how we're going to be doing it. Instead of having the diamond chest on top of our quarries, now we're going to have a chest like this, and it should just feed our auto processing system, and that should be final. Okay, look, it's doing some other stuff. Did it actually start to... What is it doing now? I wish I could... That was some iron. Okay, so it's doing iron stuff. Let's actually go over and look at it real quick. There. Turn on that. Okay. And then hop down. There it is over there. And there we go. I missed it. So what has to happen is we have to be here to witness that the stuff is actually coming over on its own. So maybe I'll hang out for a bit and see if I can see some of it work out. Okay, you guys are probably banging your heads right now. I had to refer to one of my other videos to figure out what it was. It's not the supplier. I don't know why I thought it was the supplier. I think because the correct item sort of acts like it, because it's not like, it doesn't pull the items all the time. I want to do this. It's not the supplier at all. At all. I don't even know if we'll be using this in the future. It is a quick sort. There we go. Ooh, there's two. CC based quick sort module. What is CC? What is the CC? I can't remember. What does it use? Oh, computer craft. Yeah. I don't know computer craft. So we'll do the basic one. We've got that, and then we'll get this right here. Pull the rest of them, and we're good to go. Alright, so that's how you do it. Yep, there's not even a configuration. All it does is that every once in a while it will check the system and say, hey, is there anything for any of my items to go? Or a place for any of my items? So maybe we'll be able to witness some of this. Sometimes you have to like kickstart it, or how do you want to say, siphon it? Oh, no, that was that was me. Tricked myself again. Alright, so this is going to go into the system, and instead of going to the system, it's going to go here. And then, it's pulling stuff out. It's pulling stuff out. Look at that. Yep, see, you got to siphon it. So now we'll go back on. Let's go back to our auto processing area. And I am continuously jumping out of the wrong side now. Let's go. Let's get there. I'm gonna have to get that other energetic generator online because I am going to run out of power fast. But here we go. So this will fill up with ore, and when it stops, then the other side back at the logistics pipes room, it'll stop sending stuff, and then the buffer chest will get filled up, and the buffer chest Well, if it does get filled up. Otherwise, it's all cooking right here. And then all the stuff is getting sent here. You can see every once in a while it flashes through. And now our ore is being auto-processed. So isn't that sweet? So now we'll run out of ore back at our thing. Wow. Well, it's a lot of ore. Anyways, so now that we have this going, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to call it quits there. Let's turn around and say goodbye. We'll see y'all later. Bye.